Welcome back. We are going to do readings today. Welcome to all of the heart-centered people, starseeds, light workers, light warriors, indigo children, crystalline children, rainbow children, all of the heart-centered humanity. We're going to do mass consciousness reading today. So I've pulled together three different piles of cards, and I was just kind of meditating and working on it before camera, so you didn't have to watch me shuffle over and over and over, for three different groups of people. And I'm sorry I don't have the camera set up where you can see the cards, so I'll hold them up, and I will also timestamp everything and make sure everything is set for each group, so you can choose from 1, 2, or 3, and it's going to be a mass consciousness October reading. So we're going to start with group 1. Group 1, you can take a minute to breathe and choose whether you want to do 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to start with group 1. And what do we have first? This is from the Starseed Oracle. Nice. Earth School. For group 1, we're going to start with the card of Earth School. Life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. I've got to say, I've been in that mode for months. Earth School. Earth School. What's the next card? Communication. Number 14, which becomes a 5. And in 5s, it means change sometimes. Growth, change, Earth School. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our hearts, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. The first thing I'm picking up for group 1 is that everything has been kind of intense and focused, and it's time to have a little bit of fun. So people in group 1, I'm feeling there's some really radical change that's getting ready to come up, and it's time to share who you are when you feel the need or feel the desire to. And again, just like the communication card says, run it all through your heart, the incoming and outgoing information, knowledge, truth, because you're really, really, really aware and very empathic. And it's time to share what you know and help others in these ways. Sharing, speaking, holding your hand out, just reminding other people that they're worthy. That's always been my main goal in this world, as well. And in the Earth School card, I just feel like it's been not an easy go of it, maybe lately, kind of intense focus, and even sometimes not what, like in group 3, it feels like not what maybe some of us had wanted to learn or wanted to focus on. And it feels like deep clearing and cleansing of what the spiritual people will call shadow work, or wounds, or traumas, or misunderstandings, or pain, angers, fear. And it feels like you guys have been doing really well. It's almost like an initiation, is what I'm feeling. For group 1, and you've been passing with flying colors, like just shifting and changing and growing in your own right, and maybe even making different decisions and choices. And possibly some of us are learning how to communicate differently, or with more clarity, or with more boundaries, or things like that. So good job. I'm feeling that for people, and I'm feeling people also in group 1 being connected to the right people, like Soul Tribe, or maybe meeting divine counterparts, or possible love matches as well. That feels good. The third card I have for group 1 is Whale Teaching. whale teaching. Freaky, I couldn't have even written this. And initiation. So this goes along with the path of, working deeply inside inner child work, different focus, direction, recognizing our purposes, right? And it feels like that there's like even if it was intense or hard, or we've all cried a few times in the last month, in our learning and growing and studying, it feels like there's a wave coming in of divine understanding. It's what I'm seeing is like the molecular structure is being embedded and coated with light. And over the next days and weeks and months, we will unfold to those things, like the knowledge and the wisdom inside of the light that's coming into us will unfold into our consciousness. So in the whale teaching card, it says depth, experience, healing, teacher and mentor, share wisdom, sharing. And in different circumstances, we can share this loving, deep, knowledgeable truth inside of us and all the things we've learned on our paths, and help others. And I'm feeling just a deep sense of love and knowing and connection for group 1. And again, with the communication card that we got first on Earth School, it's like I'm also seeing people in group 1 really connect with either new people, or there's been a clearing in relationships and misunderstandings being healed, or that's coming up. Families, imbalances, balancing. And I'm seeing it really be beautiful and really healing for a lot of people. It feels like there's been some stressful moments in this path, the group 1's path. And I feel that in the whale teaching and the initiation, that everyone's had to make some choices. There's a whale on that one too. I don't even know how this works. It's so awesome how it just unfolds. And in the initiation, I'm seeing everyone choose wisely and find their truth and find the right answers for them, and come into their hearts, and feel peaceful. And after a long, maybe battle, like it is spiritual warfare time. So many of us have lost people we loved, and had painful experiences in the last year. But it feels like this kind of brings everything together in ease and peace, and it balances out. And sometimes there are or have been or will be opportunities for group 1 to maybe make amends and be free of some of the pains. And you should also be really like congratulated and celebrated for all the hard work that you've done. If you've gone through really hard times, it feels like it's time to celebrate and maybe have a little bit of fun and enjoy the fruits of your labor, and open up to receive. Because it feels like that there's a lot of receiving to be had in the next days and weeks for group 1. Really good. And I think there's a couple of people that are really going to either change direction in career or realign. I know, like, what I'm seeing is people pull pieces of their passions together and putting it together. And again, finding other people, group 1, that support this, embrace it, enhance it, and instead of put you down or block you or keep you distracted from what you have chosen. So it feels like you've chosen really well, and that there are possible results and things coming up for you. So I like that. Feels good. That whale energy is one of my favorite energies. It's a really good connection with the light. Really good connection, that whale energy. So these are really cool. These are the light language cards, the Jamie Price light language cards. And this one is choice. And these are the kind of like the codes and the imprinted energies of the light that brings us balance in choice. Pleiadian expanding choice. You know what? I'm seeing for group 1, the choices that we have made and the advancement and the learning and the studying and the growth and the willingness to look inside and do the healing and things like that have been, it takes a lot of courage and strength and bravery. So just know you're strong, and to do all these things, to take this path, to walk this path of awakening and ascension. And it feels like that there are others welcoming you into this next phase or next part. Like it feels like a next era of your lives. And it feels like everything's cleaned up. It's like everything has been scrubbed and, gone through the car wash and vacuumed and dusted. It just feels like everything is going to meet you in this higher frequency. And that means like career choices and finances. And it feels like if you've had a really hard time with finances or relationships or where you belong, it feels like that this is really like breathe into your heart and just know that the answers are right in front of you, and that you've done a really good job. I'm going to pull a couple of clarifiers. Ooh, first I'm going to do a starseed card. I didn't pull these yet. Let's see what comes up for group 1 in the starseed cards. I love these. These are some of my favorites. Starseed Oracle. Oh, I got 2. It's time for creation. So after all you've learned and after all you've healed and after all you've gone through, it's time for creation. Creation, that's awesome. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. And I'm seeing this group 1, really write and rewrite the script of what you want. And like for me, just every single thing I ever worked on and gave, and every effort in all of my relationships and directions and business and everything just all fell apart. It was like, fell apart and was not met with any other love or compassion or effort at all from anyone else. And so I had to kind of pull back and go, okay, well, all those creations or co-creations were, I guess, worth nothing. But I'm seeing for this group 1, many of those things that have happened to you, like if something didn't, you didn't get the job you wanted, or the relationship that you chose and wanted, or the person that you chose, or the people that you chose, the family that you chose, chewed you up and spit you out, which happens to us all, I guess, in a lifetime. It feels like that the light has watched this happen, and that there are more results for you coming in. And it feels like it's beautiful, and that it's time for you to be able to write your own script. And it feels like the blockages and the doubts and the fears or shadow work that you've done has kicked that out of the way. And it feels like results are coming, and you'll be surprised. I mean, surprised about realizing your purposes and finding your path. And I'm really excited for you because it feels good. There's like a lot of abundance. It almost feels like rich or golden, so that's pretty cool. And then the other one, I meant to draw 1, but I got 2, and the other one is free spirit. That is not coming into focus very well. Sorry, I'll read it. Free spirit. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and love without conditions. Even though it has felt unfree, a little bit in bondage, I'm telling you, you guys, group 1 feels like freedom and free spirit and fun and, purposes coming together, recognition of others, recognition of yourself. That depth of work and effort you've put into changing and growing and reaching out to others is really going to be met with really big blessings and richness and happiness. And I'm seeing that come in where it's been kind of just, it's almost, I feel like so serious. Like it's been really serious and not easy. I don't know, in the last year. And maybe the last cycle, which could be 7 years, 9 years, 10 years for you. The seriousness and the severity feels like it's falling away. And these beautiful results and your willingness to open up your heart and try again and communicate your truth and share who you are from your heart will bring that result back to you. And choice. If you have any choices to make, just know that your choices will be met and received and also come back to you in really loving ways. I feel this golden energy and strength, and it just feels like it's a whole new chapter, a whole new page. And on that note, feels like that for group 1, that others will meet you on the same page. Like for a while there, in my experience, I was like, God, we're just off, just barely off balance on being on the same page in my maybe relationships or communication or whatever. And come to find out, some of the people were trying not to, just, I don't know, keep me behind. But if that has happened to you, or if it just feels like you're blocked, or just, things not turning out the way you want, there's better reaching out for you right now. Good job. Okay, we'll pull 2 clarification cards from the David Bowie cards.
Check out these pictures.
My other phone is talking. I don't know what that's about. You want to hear something funny though? So I was at a hotel that's known to be haunted. Of course I was, because that always happens. All of my friends would roll their eyes. Last week in Sedona, and I rolled over, and I was having just like kind of either nightmares or just disheveled sleep. And I rolled over, and there were 3 people in my room, and I didn't care for that one bit. I had to make them scram. Oh my gosh. So it's a little bit like the phone talking out of nowhere. Yeah. Look at this. Okay, on the clarification cards, this is really fun. So these are just regular playing cards. So they would call that cartomancy. This is a million years ago. I just realized I could, read anything, so I like the regular cards sometimes. And these are the David Bowie cards, because I love David Bowie. So I got the King of Spades, the Queen of Diamonds, the 10 of Diamonds, the 9 of Diamonds, and the 2 of Clubs. So let me start this out. So there's a balancing of the divine masculine and feminine in us, and the way we look at things. I also can see that some of the people in group 1 are coming together in alignment, maybe in a power couple or with others, one other, to co-create, to create, to write the script of life together, and to figure out what kind of purposes and things you have to share with the world. And I'm seeing in this, like I said, a lot of abundance, golden energy. So the 10 of Diamonds would be like cash, like home, balance, success. And it feels like a lot of abundance coming in. And the 9 of Diamonds is also, it's almost like a purposeful result and success in finances and direction and purpose. So if you are changing jobs, have an idea that you want to paint paintings or be a musician or be an accountant and you worked somewhere else before, or if you want to go to school and get some kind of degree, do it, because and good job for many of you that have already been doing that, because it feels like it's like golden opportunities, like you can't mess this up. And especially if you have a divine counterpart or a friend or an idea to work on together with others. If you have a purpose with someone else, if you have a mission with someone else, bank, gold, good job. And there's communication coming in. The two of clubs means to me like connecting, communication, talking about it, and sometimes choices. So good job. Good job, group one. I'm excited for you. Okay, I can talk for 48 minutes a piece, but we need to move on to group two. Thank you, group one. Group two. Okay, the first thing I'm getting for group two is whale and orca elders. Share your song. Frequency of sound, diving deep. This is a way different energy. The group two is a way different energy than group one. The whale and orca elders, it just feels like to me that you're very connected, and I mean connected, and you've got this really beautiful uplifting light energy moving through you, inspirations, muse. And it feels like a lot of freedom that you're sharing. And it feels like that you're willing to go down, dive deep down into the shadows, down into the distortion, and unplug and clear out everything for, in your life, as well as in mass consciousness or in all circumstances. And it just feels like the most loving, beautiful light energy, frequency, tone, sound, music. Whew, feels so good and light. And the next thing I get is freedom. Freedom. Love that card. 21. That's 3 Trinity 21. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility, potential, and boundless expression and bold exploration. Be yourself. I'm feeling this second group just really catching on, like I am worth it. Like I'm worth it. All the things before me cannot hold me back. You can't hurt me anymore. Freedom. And I'm really excited for you because I want to celebrate. Like I want to bounce around. Ooh, the depths of love. The depths of love. So I got dolphin energy in that one, and that is also very connected, channeled connection to the light, really high light frequency. Let go of fear to jump into love, and let go beyond attachments. It feels like to me that in group two, many have been freeing themselves from that, their hearts being closed and hurt. And I just mean not just in like romantic relationships, but I mean in the world who is weighed us down. And it feels like to me that there's a freedom. I mean, like you walked your walk, and it's getting ready to get better. And I'm seeing romance. I'm seeing romance for people, and I'm seeing connections, like true love connections. And where some of us didn't ever believe that could happen. We tried so hard. We gave everything. We gave 100% and walked in true love and in genuine integrity and truth. And it just wasn't met, or no effort at all was put in. And so it feels like that in this group, it's just like, it's a free for all love and connection. And I'm feeling like music and a whole lot of frequencies together, coming together to make a lot of happiness, and again, freedom, and just limitless fun in everyday life, being open. I'm seeing a few people also in group two have new opportunities, or possibly jobs where they click and they go, that's what I want to do. That's it. And I feel like it's really fun and should be celebrated. It's almost like creating whatever kind of job you really want. Even if there's not one, you just create it. So it feels like writing the script of such expanded vision. And I'm also seeing the psychic awareness, intuitive awareness, and empathy be balanced so well and advanced and expanded so much with group 2 that you're almost going to be surprised at the depth of your understanding and knowing in the days to come. Good job. That's so awesome. And I'm feeling like children. So I don't know if there's some people in group 2 that are pregnant or going to have children or want to have children. But it feels like there's children for some of you. Children, grandchildren, children. And it's almost like a refreshing restoration kind of time about it, like family. There's a family and love, balancing, healing children for some. I'm also getting people, like if they had a dream or something they wanted to do, like they always wanted to be, a football player or a neurosurgeon. It's almost like they went, I don't care, I'm not going to do this anymore, and they go for it, and then they get the job. Well, I mean, you would have to go to school a little bit if you're a neurosurgeon, but you kind of like the dreams of maybe decades ago come to fruition now, and it just feels like the celebration of a lifetime. Like, remember to thank all the people that helped you and loved you and supported you and gave to you and told you you could be anything that you want to be, that you could be president or the astronaut, because they will all be really, really excited for you. Children could be like childlike fun too. I'm so excited right now for group 2 because it feels like childlike fun. And that's the way I've always lived. And I can't wait for everyone to have that. Can't wait for me to get it back. Blessing beyond soul path. Blessing beyond the soul path. Honor all life, exchange of joy without karma or sacrifice. This is like perfect balance and love. And again, receiving, learning how to receive. Most of us don't know how to receive all that well. And look, that sunshine is just shining on her and warming her up and bringing her happipiness and freedom and expansion and connection. Group 2, you're on. I can't even. Okay. Here's the light language card with the codes. When we look at the card, the codes go into us and our DNA. This is multidimensionality, Pleiadians, expanding. So this energy is like music and expands. And all the years that I've done, I've done thousands of medium readings over all the years because I'm that's what I'm best at, like being multidimensional, like reading the energy in multi-dimensions, the frequencies. And this is such an expansion and an expanded view of everything. It just feels like that the world and creation, like you're able to create something just out of nowhere. And you have the balance and freedom to do so, and the joy and the love in your heart to do so. And I'm seeing, love relationships come together for you, and the ability, the alchemy in you to be able to create anything you want. And again, just like endless, bountiful good. See a couple people flying too, like going on trips. So if that comes up and you want to go see somebody, you could drive, you don't have to fly, but or you could walk down the street. Just go ahead and do it because it's safe and it's time. And if you've been thinking about somebody and you want to go talk to them, it feels like that will be met with happiness and joy